It's an era lost. When those stacks come down, basically we've removed an icon that the community has enjoyed for about 100 years. To see them removed will be bittersweet.
Asarco's gone. Steel workers are gone, I think. I don't think the steel workers are coming back. It's kind of weird to see these empty places and see not the people running in and out of the places like we used to, you know. Smelter workers. Our union hall is being renovated. That's the one across from the fire station there. They've been working on it a while. They want to renovate that and put some businesses in there if they can. It was hard to walk away from there. I grew up as a kid. Smelter's been here all my life. I started in 1971. I put 32 years into it.
I started here right out of high school in the summers. A lot of high school guys like myself did. And I will say, if I look back on the career within Asarco, those were the most enjoyable. In fact, it was the smelter that provided enough money for me to go to school every fall.
Asarco was the majority of our, my grandfather worked there. He worked until he was 60 years old. And it was a good paying job. At that time, I thought it was a great paying job. Benefits were wonderful. That was the number one thing. Asarco always had great benefits. I think we were proud of it, and it was like a family. We were a family. We looked out for each other.
I think that the community of East Helena and Asarco have been partners ever since I've been involved. The community has been, I would say, integral to the operations of the plant. In the early days of Asarco, most of the workers resided in the city of East Helena. I've heard stories where at lunchtime, the sons or daughters of the workers would bring lunches over to their dads right across the slag pile. And they lived right along Pacific Street and Main Street in East Helena. It was basically a smelter town and company town for many, many years.
We've been there forever, it seems like, and we were expecting this because when I started there, that's all they talked about is she's going to close.
Well, I think a lot of factors played into the closure of the plant in April of 2001. At the time, we were challenged with operating costs, high operating costs, whether they be labor cost or the cost for power and electricity. They were challenges that were very hard to overcome. In addition, the metals market was at a low point. Many of the mines that provided us feed material were no longer doing so. So we were struggling, not just locally, but on a worldwide basis to secure incoming feed materials. At that point, Grupo Mexico was going to be purchasing or had purchased the company. They were interested in promoting a company that was focused on the production of copper. While East Helena did produce a certain amount of copper, our main metal was lead and silver. And I'm not so sure that East Helena had a place in the new Grupo Mexico copper scenario. So I think in combination, all those factors played a role in the closure of the plant.
We would accept materials from all over the world. We would receive materials from as close as the Montana Tunnels operation from Jefferson City. We would receive materials from as far away as South America. They would all come in by rail primarily and be unloaded into this ore storage building. The ore storage building served as a facility that could accept the rail cars that came in, unload them into various bins. The process would also allow them to be segregated out into various components prior to being proportioned then into the sintering operation. We're in the process of cleaning the bag houses that provide ventilation to the ore storage building. Once those ventilation units are clean, our plan is to bring the stack down by hooking a large cable onto it and pulling it in this direction. It'll fall in the area that we've prepared in front of us right here. the metal from it will be salvaged then for recovery.
I really thought we would be just like Butte was. I thought we'd survive, and I think we're surviving really good. You know, considering, we lost, not just us, but the whole valley lost $7 million income a year. That's got to shake up a valley. But I think as a little town aspect, I think we're surviving really well.
I never could very well look in the crystal ball to come up with the right answer, but I think in my own mind, the community is hopeful that another entity might come in here and possibly process the slag. There has been interest in doing so. I think the infrastructure that remains here at the plant will serve that group well. I can tell you that I truly doubt that there will ever be a lead smelter like there has been in the past. The technology is improving. The need for a lead smelter like the East Helena plant has come and gone.